Hello, everyone. Welcome to AO Accounting Academy. Today, I'll be talking about HMRC tax code, and um, I'll also be using the opportunity to show you how the basic tax-free allowance is derived. Also, need to understand how HMRC will determine your tax code at every point in time, and also you'll be able to also learn how your monthly tax is calculated. So talking about tax code in the UK. So there are different tax codes used by HMRC. Tax code. So, but today I'll be focusing on the usual 1257L that we see in our payslip. So, this tax code is the the tax code that is used for most people. I mean, most employees in the UK. So is a tax code generated from the basic tax-free allowance that is expected to be deducted before your gross pay is taxed in the UK. So for you to understand the tax code, you need to understand there's a basic tax-free allowance, which is 12,570. 12,570. So that's the tax-free allowance that is expected to be uh, deducted from your gross pay before your salary is taxed at the end of the month. So, how does the HMRC use this tax-free allowance to charge your tax? So, when you see in your payslip, you see 1257. So, what it means is that the HMRC will say that's 12,570 times L divided by 10. So what that is telling you is that the tax-free allowance that we use for you is 12,570. So which means that your tax code is 1257L. So end of the month, let's assume your gross pay. I mean your annual gross pay is £25,000 per annum. That is per year. So what the HMRC will do is that they will give this tax code of 1257L to your employer. So once they give this 1257L tax code, your employer will now say um, the tax amount that you'll be paying will be based on the fact that you have or you already have a gross pay of 25,000. So your tax-free allowance, I mean tax-free allowance, will be 12,570. So what that means is that HMRC will take out, your employer will take out the 12,570 from the 25,000. That will be 12,570. 25,000 minus 12,570. It means what will be taxed in your salary will be 12,430. So your taxable income will be this amount. So what HMRC will now expect your employer to do is that so your basic tax rate was I'll still do another video to explain the different tax rate, but the basic tax rate in the UK is 20%. So that tax rate will be applied. So tax payable will now be 20% times 12,430. So when you take 20% of 12,430 times 20%. So the annual tax payable 2,486 per annum. So monthly tax will now be 2,486 divided by 12, which is divided by 12, which is 207.17. So in your payslip, you will just see on a monthly basis, your payslip will say monthly pay, maybe monthly gross is the 25,000 divided by 12. That is 2,083. 2,083. So then your tax, let's say there will be N9. I'll talk about it now on a separate video. So they will take maybe 105. I'm not sure. If you won't do that, then your tax will now be 207.17. So that will now determine the amount to be paid to you at the end of the month. So hope this helps. So in my next video, I'll be talking about other tax code that the HMRC can use to calculate your